Hello again, Kingston Town Administrator Keith Hickey with the latest edition of This Week in Kingston for the week ending October 11th, 2024. Fall is definitely in the air. Things are cooling down, which must mean a couple of things. Fall town meeting and our, this year anyways, a presidential election. So before I get into some town business, our town clerk, Paul Gallagher, asked me to remind everybody that they could participate in the presidential election by early voting at the townhouse in the town clerk's office. They'll be uh, having hours starting on Saturday, October 19th from 9 to 3. And then Monday the 21st through Saturday the 26th. You can come in between 8 and 4:30. Friday, the 25th of October, you can only come until 11:30, but and then there'll be hours the 28th, Monday the 28th, all the way through Friday the 1st of November. So those hours are posted on the town website. If you have any questions on what you need, or when the hours are for a particular day you'd like to come in, feel free to give the town clerk's office a call. They'd be happy to try to answer any questions you have. Again, the election, if you aren't aware of it, is on November 5th. The ballots, if you're taking an early voting ballot, they must be dropped off at the townhouse in either the clerk's office, or there's going to be a gray ballot box outside the entrance, and it must be before 8 o'clock on November 5th. So again, great opportunity to not have to stand in line if you don't want to do that, or you've got a conflict on November 5th, but you do have to get back to us by the morning of the 5th. Like I said, if you have any questions at all on the dates, the hours that you can do this, please give the town clerk's office a call, or stop by the town website and check it out. They've got all the hours listed on the front page of the website. So please try to swing in. You will need a driver's license to check in to vote if you go there on November 5th. But otherwise, thanks for wanting to participate. Hopefully you will, and we'll get a great turnout in Kingston to determine who our next president of the United States is going to be. So moving on to some items for locally for the town. As I hope everybody's aware, our fall town meeting is fast approaching. It's about 5 weeks away on November 19th, Tuesday evening, November 19th. Right now, the Board of Selectmen closed the warrant. There are 14 warrant articles on this warrant. About only a half a dozen of those are financial requests. The rest of them are some changes in bylaws. And obviously the big one that we've talked about, Valerie Massard and I have done a TV show on, and we'll be doing another one next week, is the MBTA zoning district. So if you want to participate and vote at the fall town meeting and make your feelings known about the MBTA zoning district proposal, you're going to need to stop by the town meeting in November, Tuesday night. It's a big issue, obviously, a lot of going on. We're trying to provide as much information as we can. If you go to our website, www.kingstonma.gov, Valerie has done a great job at providing a tremendous amount of information for people who want to take some time to get a better idea of what it means to Kingston, the impacts that you think that it may be with what's been proposed. So when you get to town meeting, you have a pretty good idea of what's happening. There'll be obviously a presentation there and answer any questions people have on that particular item. But we're just trying to get people up to speed as best we can before you get to town meeting, so you have a better idea of what this means to the town of Kingston. So just a quick review of what we have on our warrant. Article 1 is the MBTA zoning. Article 2, we have just over $9,000 in unpaid prior year bills from the school department. We have a request from the school that may be reduced, but at this point we've got a $60,000 request to do some due diligence for the school on the repair of the elementary school roof. The school department has applied for a Massachusetts Building authority grant to reimburse the town for a portion of the roof replacement. At this point, there's a requirement to do a pro forma to identify the scope of the RFP. This $60,000 goes towards that. It's something we have to do if we want to apply for school building aid. Right now, the school building aid percentage reimbursement is about 53%. So for every 50 cent, for every dollar we spend, we'll get about 53 cents back from the state if we're lucky enough to qualify for that program. The school department has applied for it in the past. Unfortunately, haven't received it. We're hoping to get it this year. We've gone a little further in the process than we have in the past. And there's an expectation that the decisions will be made sometime at the end of October. So by town meeting, we should know whether or not the state has awarded a grant for school roof replacement. And if they do, there'll be a warrant article on the Springtown meeting for the replacement or refurbishment of the elementary school roof. Moving forward, Article 4 is an additional funding request of a total of $189,000 for the police department. The lion's share of that is some additional training and some overtime costs that are associated with having officers be away at training and having to fill shifts. There's a list of what that includes in the town meeting information. We have then moved to Article 5. There's $1 million request from the water department to do the preliminary work to find the exact spot a new municipal well would be drilled. So this is all in preparation for coming back again in the spring for a bond issue to construct a new well and put that online, so we can then ideally remove the fact that we can't connect to any new water connections at this point. So it's something that's important. If it gets approved this spring, it's still probably a couple of years away from having to actually be able to provide some additional water to our water system. But we are moving in the right direction, hopefully, and hopefully people will support this. We've had some additional retirements and people leaving the town of Kingston. We owe them money for accrued vacation time, and in some cases for the longer term employees, a portion of their sick time. We've had a couple of large disbursements over the year, so we're asking for another $25,000 to fund what we expect to be the remainder of the retirements that we're aware of. Article 7, there's a request of $1.45 million. The lion's share of that is for a new fire engine. Chief Douglas has brought it forward in the fall for primarily one reason, or two reasons, I guess I'd say. First, there's going to be a price increase January 1st. That'll be upwards of about $50,000 roughly that the manufacturer is anticipating. Secondly, the timeline between the date of order and date of delivery has now expanded to just over 3 years. So back in the spring, if we had known there was a 3-year turnaround time from date of order to date of delivery, we probably would have brought it forward in the spring, but that has expanded to just over 1,100 days. So for the chief thought it was appropriate, and I would agree with him, to bring forward to the Capital Planning Committee a request for the new engine to try to save some money on that price break and get it ordered before January 1st. The Capital Planning Committee and the Finance Committee will be meeting this week to take final votes on the articles. So at this point, don't know if those are going to be supported or not supported by those two groups. The Board of Selectmen will take their votes on whether they support articles or not at their next meeting, October 22nd. And then the last money issue is it doesn't cost the town of Kingston anything, frankly. But it's a program to continue the state septic betterment loan program. The town of Kingston would authorize $400 that the Massachusetts Clean Water Trust would use on behalf of the town of Kingston. They would administer a grant program for those who need to replace septic systems that are in kind. that allow them to pay it back over time. And that money comes back to the Clean Water Act. The town has been participating in this program now for a number of years. We've expended the initial $400,000 that that was authorized several years ago. This is a new authorization to allow Kingston residents to continue to participate in that program and pay a low interest loan back on the cost of a septic system. After that, we've got 6 or 7 other items that are changes to bylaws, looking to expand or increase the retirement age for special police officers to 70 years old. We've got a small amendment in our wage and personnel bylaw to establish a building inspector position. There's a piece of property that the Conservation Commission would like to take ownership of, that they would create a parking lot that abuts a conservation area so people can enjoy that. The Waterfront Committee is asking to reduce the number of members that they have on their board from 7 to 5 because they're having a tough time getting a quorum of four members, a majority of 4 members to their 7 for their board meetings. So they're looking to go to 5 now. So they have a quorum at 3 rather than 4. And then lastly, the Recycling Committee is asking to amend the Public Health and Sanitation bylaw. So there's some housekeeping things here that, as there should be, fall town meeting. Unfortunately, we do have to bring some funding requests forward. Some of those are offset by revenues or increased estimates of revenues. So not a lot of impact this year to people's taxes, but we need to try to deal with that now so we can continue to move forward in a consistent manner with the resources we provide the community now. So with that, I want to thank everybody very much for watching. Again, a couple of important dates: November 5th, special presidential election; November 19th, annual special town meeting to deal with these issues. Again, there's information on our website. There'll be that information will continue to grow as we get a bit closer. We'll put on the voters guide in the next week or two to try to get people some additional background information. So again, you can be as prepared as you want to be for the November 19th town meeting. So with that, I want to thank everybody much for watching. Hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you again next week.